Thank you to the chairs and the members who are here. My name is Pat McClellan. I'm the policy director for the New York League of Conservation Voters. The last time Donald Trump was in office threatening to roll back the clock on environmental protections and fighting climate change, New York stepped up. During that time, we solidified our commitment to offshore wind, we adopted congestion pricing, we established the Clean Water Infrastructure Act, we made it easier to site renewable energy, we did a lot of other things, and of course the highlight was that we passed the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, which in 2019, when it was passed, was a nation-leading commitment to act on the climate crisis. Today, we're failing to live up to that commitment, and we're currently on track to miss almost every goal that's laid out in the CLCPA, and it's not because those goals are impossible. I know that that has been the subject of a lot of questions today, but these goals are not impossible. We're just not taking the actions that we know we need to achieve them. And as a result, we're failing New Yorkers and we're failing our children, and this executive budget does not meet this moment. The single most important action the state must take now is to adopt the Cap and Invest program that was called for in the Climate Action Plan and anticipated when the legislature authorized the Climate Action Fund in the budget 2 years ago. Cap and Invest is the strongest, most cost-effective tool at the state's disposal to tackle the climate crisis, using a market-based approach to both incentivize economy-wide emission reductions while generating billions of dollars in recurring revenue from polluters, not taxpayers, for investments in deep carbon reductions and in climate justice. NYLCV and many other advocates in this room believe that the draft Cap and Invest regulations, which by law should have been published no later than 2023, would be released this month and finalized by the end of the year. Now there is an indefinite delay, which we find to be unacceptable. So we urge Governor Hochul to direct DEC and NYSERDA to advance the rules for public comment immediately. And while we think the executive needs to publish those draft regulations, we also need the legislature to work with the governor in this budget process to take action on additional complementary policies to ensure that we get back on track to tackling the climate crisis. In the enacted budget, we urge the legislature to tackle pollution from buildings by passing the New York Heat Act, which would start the planning process for equitably and cost-efficiently reducing our reliance on natural gas, while also saving working New Yorkers money on their utility bills. We also need the legislature to pass a clean fuel standard, which in California and Washington state has been paired with Cap and Invest programs to displace fossil fuels from the transportation sector, ramp up electric vehicle adoption, and reduce overall pollution at little to no cost to consumers. We also urge the legislature to increase the state's distributed solar goal and update the solar tax credit to make rooftop solar accessible to more New Yorkers, provide new tax incentives and siting reforms to accelerate the build-out and reduce the soft costs of battery energy storage systems, which are critical to achieving our renewable energy goals, and to pass new purchase rebates for zero-emission vehicles. New York can still be the leader we need on climate change in this moment, but we need Governor Hochul and the legislature to have the courage to seize that mantle. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Harper.